I'm Joe Evans. I'm Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of State Bank Financial Corporation, and I'm here with the Bank Director Boardroom Forum on Lending, both as a participant and as a speaker. The management team of Flag were all large shareholders, and which tends to make a management team more conscious of the downside than if that were not the case. When we assessed our situation in early 2006, we recognized that bank stock multiples were higher than I'd ever seen in my working lifetime. The credit environment was better than I'd ever seen it. We hadn't had a charge-off in several years. We were benefiting from a housing boom, but we also were a bit uncomfortable with our concentrated exposure to housing, both from a revenue standpoint as well as from a credit exposure. And I remember describing to the board what I would consider a perfect storm, that there would be a recession, and the likelihood of bank stock multiples going higher from where they are now, or they were at that time, was unlikely. There would be a downturn that will result in banks having some elevated credit costs and diminished revenue from reduced loan demand. And what would cap it all off would be, in slower economic times, the Fed would start to cut interest rates, and with our positive gap position on interest rate risk, that we'd feel our margin squeezed. And that could potentially create a situation that it might take 5 years for us to be as valuable should we work through a downturn. It might take us 5 years to get back to the valuation that we had right now. Given that set of circumstances, if we could find a buyer, it was worth considering. And so we did. And we were very fortunate that our interest in selling matched up with one principal acquirer's interest in getting larger in Atlanta, and that was Royal Bank of Canada. And so, yeah, it was more of just a general risk aversion and a recognition that cyclically, we just couldn't get any better than we were. And when you find yourself at a point in time that you can't envision things getting better, you better sell.